When I'm teaching new lifeguards about scanning techniques, we do this exact same exercise. So looking straight ahead of me, and I put my arms out, moving my arms out to the side, I will stop moving my arms and I can no longer see my hands. This leaves me with about 160 to 170 degrees of field of vision. A perfect 180 would be the entire space in front of me, but I can only see about 160 to 170. Same thing when I put my hands directly in front of me and move them up and down, stopping when I can no longer see my hands. It is not a perfect up and down area. So when we're looking at the water, we need to make sure we're looking down and up all the way to the extremes of our zones, over to the sides and the corners. You can't see everything by just looking straight ahead. Does that mean that as a lifeguard instructor, I agree with how these individuals at the beginning of this video were scanning? Not necessarily. I don't think it's bad scanning. Some of the people in the videos, we could tell they were clearly trying to put on a show and get people to go away or interact more, like the second video. But there's also times when it might be because of the place they're working. They might want them to put on a bigger show. I see this a lot with Disney, Great Wolf Lodge. Not that these places are doing anything wrong, but it's nice to see that lifeguards are actually looking at the water compared to them just sitting back in a chair, like how a lot of us are used to seeing lifeguards. I've also seen a lot of comments of people asking, why start scanning like this now? There wasn't an issue in the beginning. I've never seen lifeguards do something like this. This technique has been around since the 80s. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean people haven't been doing it. Techniques similar to this have been used since 1890, when the first official beach lifeguard patrol stations around the world started to create curriculum for how to protect people in the ocean. Of course, things are going to be different at a water park compared to the ocean. And of course, it's going to be different at a lake or a pool. But just because you're not used to it doesn't mean that it's wrong. And the final point I want to make is that lifeguards are people. Most of the time, they're teenagers who, for most of them, it's their first or second job. They're just doing what they're being told. So when people from the public come up and start filming them because they don't understand what's going on, rather than just asking a simple question, hey, why are you doing that? It's really daunting, especially when we've been taught this is how we protect people and make sure that everyone gets to go home with their family at the end of the day. For the public to just completely disrespect that, it really, really hurts. So I'm not trying to change your whole mindset or anything. I'm just hoping to educate you guys a little bit more so that this coming summer we can be a lot more proactive and a little bit more grateful for the lifeguards in our local areas.